All right, hey, boom, everybody. Just getting locked and loaded here. Ran into a little dilemma. So give me 1 second to get set up here, and then I will get us rocking and rolling. So hold tight. Okay, there we go. We should be live now, and I'm gonna have to make some adjustments because my tool that I had, my Mevo device, is totally malfunctioning. So lesson learned on that for me today. Big lesson learned there. I will get you guys a little closer here so that we could see how this thing works. And then I will have to solve my technology challenge in next time. Before we do this, I will have to solve that. So, welcome to today's chat here. And we got a cool agenda that we're going to be doing today. So, let me just get that up for everybody. And then I'm going to have to kind of fix that thing. It's tilting a little bit, and that's kind of annoying looking to me. So if you're on here now, give me a big old boom. Tell me how the sound is, volume is, everything looks pretty centered up there. So let me just make a last adjustment here. All right, so that looks pretty good. All right, so nice thing is I could see some of your comments here, and I could go in here and interact with you guys by this here. And also, so any of you that are on here right now, let me know what's going on this morning before we get started. Okay, it's 11:03. Let me know what's kicking. Tom, what's up? Tell me what's going on today. And we're going to have a great subject here that we are going to get started on. Tell me a little bit about the volume. Tell me the volume. Somebody type in there and let me know volume is on. That's what I would like to know. Boom. New President Trump. Yes, are you all excited about that? I love the world. We have some that are very excited. We have some that hate it, what's going on with the new president and stuff. But I think, change is good, and change comes with your own change that's happening in your own economy. So as much as I appreciate everybody's opinion about what's going on and not going on and all of that type of stuff, I think what I like the best is that change is going to happen. And instead of wishing for everybody else, which is probably going to walk us right into today, into our belief, okay? Talking about beliefs, and this is going to be a game changer for a lot of you today. Let me just twist something here. That's got to make a little... Okay, that's cool. So with a lot of this change that's going to be coming, I think people just first have to take responsibility for themselves, right, today, and then say, I will make this change and stop waiting for, new president, new world leader, new anything else to make the change for them. And that's why I bought, boom, big old warrior knife to this today, and warrior helmet. Let's see, can we get that in there some more? is so that you know that you have the ability to make your own change. Scott Humphrey, what's up? Tom Hack, what's going on? So what I'm loving about this is we're going to give a shot with this Facebook Live in the Warrior Zone here. And we're going to see how this works compared to Zoom and other things. So how do you get the most out of today, out of right now? Well, what I'd like you to do is let's do this. I get you might have to answer a phone. I get you might have to do some of these things. But let's just try to stay focused for 1 hour time, 1 hour with a notebook and a pen. Okay? A notebook and a pen. And this way you can leave today with massive value. Okay? Massive value, but life-changing value. Because what we're going to be talking about here today is we're going to talk about really beliefs and beliefs in general. And this is going to be one of the deepest dives that I've done on beliefs and what a belief is and what a belief does and how a belief makes you do the things that you do. So, and this is going to be very interactive. So at least that always makes it more fun for me when it's interactive with all of you that are on today. So please, as I'm saying things, if you hear something and it's like, boom, okay, I heard that impacted me, I understand it, then what I want you to do is type it in, like I just heard that impacted me. This is what I'm gonna do with that. Or, hey, what do you mean about that? I didn't quite understand that, or repeat that again, or go a little deeper. And I'm here to serve you, all of you here today. And then this will get replayed and this will go out into the world and we'll serve as many people as we can with what's keeping one person, what gets one person to massive success, massive enjoyment of life, just happy as can be. And another person over here is just miserable, disappointed, frustrated, disgusted, upset. And I'm going to shed a huge light on this whole thing for you. Okay. So let's talk about a theory, a philosophy, a mindset that we talk about. We call it the core five. And core five are these basic 5 beliefs. Okay? These beliefs that you live within. And these beliefs are beliefs that affect your life, okay? They affect an aspect of your life. They're something that you either think about or don't think about, or something that can change things for you or not change things for you, okay? And there's 5 of them. So I want you to write down the 5 of these right now, and I'm going to just check my internet connection here because I know that I'm lagging a little bit behind everything, and I know there's a lag, but give me a second to just get things a little locked and loaded here. You guys let me know if there's any lag at all on things here. We'll see how fast this comes up here. All right, awesome. So as we go through these core 5, I want you to write this down. The first one I want you to write down is health. Now, we're not going to be digging into health, even though I am a believer that health is the number one thing that is a key driver, okay? A key driver. If you're not healthy, you're not powerful, you're not strong, you don't have endurance, you don't have energy. It's one thing that people say about me is that they say, Mike, you have so much energy. It's by choice. It's by design. Okay, so I want you to write down the word. You have a choice to do things by design or by default. Okay, by design or by default. A lot of people just do things by default. Default is the outcome of what happens without thinking, planning, tactics, strategies, no plan. Well, you're going to end up somewhere. That's a fact. Right now, you are somewhere, right? But then there's by design, right? I plan to do this, do it this way to get there. So, for my health, and I don't tell you anything I share with you, okay? I want you to know is I share it. If it feels good, try it on. If it doesn't feel good, don't try it on at all. Okay? Just be like, hey, that's not a fit. Everything I do is not going to be a fit for every person, but it doesn't have to be. Take something that is a fit and apply it to yourself. Okay? Now, me not eating gluten, that's by design, because I tried it on. I tried it on for a period of time, 6 months, and I felt amazing. I felt incredible. I felt more strong. I even had more energy. Now I'm off gluten for 3.5 years. Now, is it difficult sometimes? Yeah, that holiday season where they're bringing in donuts and they're bringing in cakes and apple pies and brownies, that's what you're thinking of right now, right? And I'm walking by and I'm questioning my beliefs, right? Is my belief I can just eat one won't bother me? And for me, it's not a fit like that. I'm curious for all of you that are on here, how many of you have that kind of that addictive nature? Like you can't just like have a little, it's like you gotta have a lot, right? Well, I'm like that. I can't just have, like if I'm gonna go to the dark side and eat a brownie that's got gluten in it, well, I'm not just gonna eat a bite of a brownie, I'm gonna eat like 3 brownies. So I understand how I function. So one of what we would call the core 5 is health. We're not digging deep in there. We're gonna dig into something that I feel is so much more important, but I wanna let you know these beliefs and these big pillars, right? I call it core 5 to stay alive. Some other people out there in the industry, they have core 4 and the core 3 and that. Mine's core 5, and I'm giving you the 5 that are a fit. These core 5 are a fit for me, okay? So we already talked about the health just for a second. That's an important pillar, right? Then we have belief. Now, belief is the one we are going to dig deep in today because it is the driving force, the driving system that makes you do whatever you do. Now, when I say belief, don't get confused because a lot of people, they hear belief, and then what happens is they think of belief as my religion and what I do and who I pray to. It's not that belief. Okay, we're going to dig into the belief of the mind, the belief that makes you make the decisions you do, make you successful or not successful, make you win or not win. Okay, let me give you the rest of the core 5 pillars for you so you know those, and then later when we're done, you can take the belief that we're going to dig into and apply it to those other ones already. You'll be able to do it by the time we're off today. You'll be able to apply it to the other ones and then just start to improve things and improve things. I know all of you at one time have felt like you were like this and just whoosh, took right off and just everything was cranking, and then some of you, you blew up, right? And then you're like, you accepted defeat. But we're going to dig in that today's the belief side of things, okay? And then we have relationships. Now, relationships are key, right? Relationships with my friends, relationship with my family, my children, my parents, my culture, the employees, the vendors, the things in my world, how I relate to those things, relationships. But again, I'm going to take it back to beliefs. Beliefs affect all these areas, okay? And then we have wealth. And that's another pillar of the core 5, what we call to stay alive. Because some of you, including myself at one time, felt like I didn't have money, and I've had those concerns. Can I pay for this? Can I do this? Now it goes back a long time for me, probably to the age of 15. Because once I figured out how to make money, I've always made money because I never wanted to go back to that feeling of like, I wonder if I can do good or be good or have things, okay? Hang on, my son is texting me. Okay, it is gone. We'll have to solve that for next time too, because things are just like kapow, kapow, popping up on my screen. So we'll see if they go away over there. And then, so wealth is that money aspect, that being able to make it and make it with ease. And you're going to see how belief today is going to play a part in this, making money with ease, making wealth with ease, okay? And then the last one is freedom. Now, freedom is an interesting thing for freedom, the freedom pillar or the freedom of the core 5, because the freedom part is to do whatever you want, when you want, okay? Without any worries about restraints of time at all, okay? I could just choose if I want to go home, choose if I want to go on vacation, choose. It's all about choice, the freedom, okay? But now I want to start to dig in, like, what is a belief? Okay, what is this whole beliefs thing? And our beliefs are I guess you would call it, it is the governor, it's the computer system, the hard drive inside our brains, okay? And then basically on how your hard drive is programmed, like I'm on an Apple computer here, so based on how my hard drive is wired is going to be based on the results I get, based on the thinking I have. Now I want you to pay attention to this, because I want to tell you something that, and I think why a lot of people like, and I can't quite check on a lot of things here because it's not updating and stuff the way that I thought it would, but that doesn't matter. But I want to tell you something. When people talk to me and they want to know about success, right? And they want to know, Mike, how did you grow a huge company? How did you do these? How did you do this? You know, I just need marketing. I just need to hire people. I just need, you know, to learn how to sell. I need to know how to make money different ways. It all comes down to this programming in your brain. So if there is a place to start, a number one place, okay, to start, it's always got to be here. But it's such a foo-foo thing today, right? It's so foo-foo-y, like, oh, mindset, right? It's like this keyword to say, oh, you just change your mindset, right? And part of your mindset is your belief systems. What I think is good, what I think is bad, what I think is positive, what I think is negative. And it sounds great on the surface, but most people don't have enough understanding of how it gets inside and how it makes me make decisions and what it does for me, right? To get me to where I want to go or not where I want to go. So I want you to treat this right now as the key fundamental understanding, learning, okay? Learning that you need to know to be successful in everything. Fact, hands down. I don't care who's out there saying anything. This is the key understanding, and you cannot, or it's very difficult to, I found for me, to change something without understanding what's going on. I mean, would you ever just, someone says, okay, you know what, Mike, I can change your life. Crawl into the little black box, right? And you're like, okay. I mean, no, you're probably gonna be like, well, what's in the black box, right? And you're like, don't worry about it. Go into the black box and I'm gonna change you. And you're like, wait a minute. First, help me understand, how did I get here? Like, how did I get here? Like, what made me make the decisions to get here today? And I don't care where you're at, or I can't even tell who's on today or not. But, I mean, I don't care if you're at level of success where you want, or not the level of success where you want to be. I know that all of us always have another level to expand to. And it comes down to, let's understand the thinking, the mindset, the programming that has delivered us from this journey all the way to where you're at today. I can easily, now that I understand things, I'm 46 now, I'll be 47 in May. May 29th, if you just want to send me something. I'm just kidding. You could just say happy birthday or happy young day, because I feel younger than when I was 19. But I can look at that journey now and I can say, I got it. This is what kept me stuck. This is what got me through. And then I started to learn, well, if this belief is this computer, okay, and if my belief is this computer can run fast, it normally runs fast based on my perspective, right? So as I understood what created my computer, I started to learn what can make it a supercomputer. And that's what I want you to do, is understand these beliefs and how these things, and we're going to go deep into it, have been keeping you where you're at or helping you go to the next level. Worst thing in the world today is most people think they need more skills, right? They need more skills. They need more of this other stuff. And I'm just going to tell you, it's the farthest thing from the truth that you need more skills, okay? Now, how are we going to learn to use these belief systems? Well, one, I'm going to let you think about, what do you have now? What is your programming now? And then I'm going to let you consider bringing things in or making things be gone, okay? Bringing new things in, a new programming, new system to run of power, or how to release some of these things and make them be gone permanently. Because temporary motivation is fun. It just doesn't last. Okay, I'll explain that in a minute. So, temporary motivation. You go to an event or something, you're jumping, woo, 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 woo. Monday comes, that sucks, this ain't no good, I'm still broke, I still have bills, everything's still there. Because temporary motivation wears off, okay? The other thing is to think, and I'll make sure I relate this to both areas. If you're a business owner, if you're a manager, if you have people under you, or if you're just somebody in life that just wants to improve, right? They have a thing. You can't motivate anybody. Now, I think that's a little bit wrong, okay? I think you can motivate some people temporarily. Let me give you an example. I mean, if I had 10 of you in front of me right now, and I knew none of you were packing a gun, and I took this out, and I just started swinging it at you, I bet I motivate your ass to move, right? But it's temporary that I can motivate you. Now, what I'm delivering here today is not only the understanding for you to understand it for yourself, you can't serve others on your team until you first can serve yourself. Once you understand this, I want you all to bring something to your team, a sense of understanding. A guy who convert or can't convert, it's a mindset, it's a belief system, okay? Look, it happens in business all the time. I have an employee, I believe your prices are high. Well, you're never going to convert, you're never going to serve a customer at the highest level with that belief that prices are high. It's because value's not there. Is this making sense about belief? Type in what's making sense to you right now. And then I want to talk about the beliefs that I programmed myself with, okay? That I programmed myself with. You know, the number one I programmed myself with was hiring was hard. There's no great people out there. I programmed myself with that over and over and over again, okay? Another program I had, you need to work really hard to make money. Well, I mean, is it hard to hire people or you just don't know how to do it? Is it hard work to make money, or you haven't learned how to make money easy? You see how this programming has created a lot of these beliefs in there. I mean, like I wrote a couple more down, you know, like rich people have it easy. Well, I don't know if they have it easy. I don't know if they have it hard. Okay? So I'm going to have to solve that next time, because every phone call, everything that comes in is popping on the screen with texting and everything. So we're going to have to fix that. And I'm pretty sure that was Lindsay, and I think so. And she knows I'm doing this. So Lindsay, I don't even know why you are even doing that right now and hitting me up there. But let's get back into this. So, you know, what I want to know from you guys is type in now, what are some of the limiting beliefs you've been carrying around? Okay, well, I don't look good, so I can't get this. Okay? I'm not tall, so I can't do that. I'm not smart. I come across so many tradespeople I work with. I'm just a plumber. I'm just an electrician. Right? So I programmed myself, well, I'm only this. I can never be that. You see how this hard drive can be running, it could be running everything inside your brain that makes you think. Now, where did this come apart? You know, I think a great example of belief systems is you see people today, and people are a little child. Let's talk about how these things come in. Little child, right? walks, bumps his knee. The parents say, "Oh, are you okay?" They rub the child's knee. "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Child says, "I'm okay." Second time the child bumps his knee, they say, "You're okay. You're so clumsy." Now, if you accept that, and I'm wondering if any of you have accepted that, and I'm going to try to restart my my thing here and see if we can get what kind of interactions happening on here. So I'm wondering if any of you have that, where you have accepted this belief, right? This belief of, I am clumsy, right? I am clumsy. And what happens is now you live within that framework, and that framework performs, it has you, that hard drive is playing every single day for you. So you bump your elbow, bump your knee, and you reinforce it every time it happens. This becomes your new perspective, okay? As a child, you're told you are lazy. Get off the couch, pick up the stuff, you're lazy. Now your hard drive's programmed. When you don't get success, it must be because you're lazy. So think about that right now, and go down there and type in, what is one of the programming you have, right? Because the minute you say, well, that's going to be a bad situation, I'm going through this thing, you now bring in that new programming. And most of the time, it doesn't serve you. So your question is this, right? I know step one, let's start here. Step one, you got to make a list of everything you say and do that doesn't serve you. Okay, that's mandatory. You got to do that. What do I say and what do I do that does not serve me? That's what I need to know. What's happening in my brain? I'm confused a lot. You hear people say, I'm just really always foggy. Well, you programmed yourself now for no clarity. If you said to yourself, I have clarity every day, okay? Well, then that's what your hard drive would be programmed for. You just got to imagine you could pull out your brain, and it probably would be so much easier for you if we could just pull it out and plug you in, type it in, hit go, and you would run it that way. That would be easy. It could be just as easy to have somebody ask you special questions to understand it. Some of the processes I've studied now for over 12 years is to understand, why does somebody do something the way they do, and be able to shift it fast but permanently. This is the problem. Most people today have not been able to shift it and change it permanently. So they go to psychiatrists and stuff, and they go to medication, right? Take the little white pill. It will make you feel better. You know, the white pill masks the feeling. It doesn't remove the emotion. So it never goes away, anybody. You take the little white pill, you take the aspirin, you take the Tylenol, it just masks things. It puts a coat over it for you to be able to just accept it as what is, but it never makes the emotions go away, right? Because what are these beliefs? These beliefs are impactful charges, programming scratched into your brain and your hard drive. Let's do this right now. Let's do this. I want you to think of something right now, okay? And this will tell us if it's what part it's playing for us. So think of something right now that is bad, okay? Something right now that is not going good, okay? Something right now that you dislike, you're just aggravated, it makes you mad, it's frustrating, all of that stuff. Think of it right now and get that image, a snapshot of that image, and put it inside your brain. Okay, just have it inside your brain. Now, I know some of you are like, Mike, you're freaking me out. You're going to get me all messed up right now because you're putting me in a place I don't even want to think about that. I know, but the fact of not thinking does not change it or make it go away, okay? It doesn't, all right? The fact of not thinking about it a lot of times makes it bigger. Okay, I got to remove this thing from my screen. There we go. So the fact that we don't think about it just keeps it in the shadows. Do you have something in your mind right now? You're just like, it pisses me off, it aggravates me, it's always on my mind. I know it's controlling part of my life. Now, if you look inside your brain, close your eyes or not, and you just started to look at this snapshot and say to yourself, okay, how big is this thing in my brain? And you're like, well, it's big. And you're like, well, where does it sit? And this is when they talk about NLP or understanding these things, it's about really understanding first, and I don't need the details, I just got to know, where does it sit in the hard drive? Because that's what the experts do. When your computer's broke, they go in and they start analyzing things, right? They start analyzing, looking into things, finding it, looking through the program, then they go, boom, there's the glitch. Let's pull it out, let's adjust it, and once you do that, what happens? It just takes off, right? Everything changes for you. I mean, think of something that you experienced, and I'll give you an example for most of us, and then we're going to go back to that stagnant picture that you have that's pissing you off, frustrating you, holding you back today. A belief that has been etched inside of you that you accept it as forever, okay? Accept it forever. Let's think of a belief that was changed. Well, I guarantee any of you that have children, if you have children, go, hell yeah, I got children. And it gets interesting at every level of children. Doesn't matter if they're interesting when they're babies, they're interesting when they're 2, they're interesting when they're 14 and 17, like my kids, right? It's interesting level. But the minute you had children, I guarantee there was a permanent belief change, if anything, on how you care for another human being. Is that true or true? Type it in right now if that's true or true. Because the reality is this: until you have a child, I always tell people, the minute you have a child, you really understand pure, true love. Pure, true love. You didn't even understand. You might have comprehended it some. You might have thought you felt it with your wife or your husband, but you didn't understand it like a child. For some of you, it's an animal. It's the same thing. It's like you didn't understand real love. And an animal's great because it's unconditional love most of the time for most animals, right? So when you're sad, they're licking on you. When you're mad, they're still trying to show you love, right? All of this is belief systems, right? Belief systems. Now let's go back to that frame, right? Let's go back to that frame that sits in your mind. That big issue, that big problem, that big dilemma. Are you there now? Well, it's sitting somewhere in your body, somewhere inside you. Some people say, my chest feels heavy when I think about that, or my mind hurts when I think about that, or my body aches, my back is sore, right? Normally that's where, and if you can say to yourself, where is that image now? Where is it sitting in my body? Then I could start to identify where that program is broke and where the program's sitting. Then with some skill, and the skill is really you facilitating your own mind belief change, you can go in and say, wait, I don't choose it to be this way no more. I was just telling one of our coaching clients in our Warrior Circle program, okay? I was doing a coaching call with them. That's highest level program on the world for service business owners, right? And I was telling them, look, the minute you accept things are not being done to you, they're being done for you, the sooner you then can choose to change things. You see, because when you think these things are being done to you, you reinforce the belief. You empower it. Now, wait a second. There's two types of beliefs. Okay? There's the belief of, I'm struggling here, it doesn't work here, the nasty belief, right? It's because I'm broke, because I'm poor, because I'm not good looking, because I'm losing hair, whatever it is, it's that nasty reinforcement of that belief of struggle and pain. And then on this side, you'll notice a lot of my posts, because every time I post something, I am reinforcing reinforcing the post for me. Okay, for me, I'm reinforcing the post. When I say warrior strong, it empowers me to feel strong. When I put out there to the word warrior unstoppable, it empowers me to be unstoppable. Now I'm inside our 15,000 square foot building, which a lot of you friends and Warrior Circle members I see on here and some new people, when I'm here, okay, and I'm doing this, the company's running itself, I am here as an unstoppable person to deliver to you, expecting nothing in return. I don't expect anything in return, except I hope that you embody this understanding, this thinking. You make the list of, I got it, what's bad. A lot of times let's talk about how to shift these things. Okay, so if I got up every day, and it's interesting because some people, they get up, and I'm sure they get up like this. They get up and they're like, oh my God, man. Go to the bathroom, do your business, you're putting on your clothes, you're like, right? It's very painful. Very this is how you start your day, living in that pain and struggle. Versus you get up and you're like, yep, I feel it, but I woke the hell up, right? So I get the mindset every day, the minute I wake up, I get this thought, okay, boom, lucky to be alive, beautiful day. Then I get the thought of my family, and I start thinking of my children, and I start thinking about everything I created. I love one of my mentors out there. He says, look, all this stuff I did, I think he said something, I got to remember it now. He says, it wasn't by God's choice. He says it was by my choice. It was about hard work and doing the work and getting it done, which I kind of like that, because at the end of the day, if you just stand still and say, okay, I will change this belief, I will change this belief, you're probably not going to change it. You need to put in a new habit, a new behavior, or take that one thing and explode it with something else. They call it collapsing the emotion, collapsing the charge, collapsing the anchor. Okay? And let me ask you a question. If you knew this one thing, and a lot of us have more, including myself, have more than one thing, but if you could go in there and you're like, okay, this thing pisses me off and holding me back, it's been running my life, this belief, it's been making me act this way, make these decisions, and I can give you this knife and just be like, oh, you don't like that no more? Shh. Okay, cool, it's gone. And then you're like, well, wait, this is a belief I have about money. Money doesn't grow on trees. Money is hard to make. Money is difficult. And I get mad at my team about money. I'm like, oh, you don't like it? Oh, shh. Okay, let's just get rid of that one, right? But when we remove one thing, we create a space, okay? We create a space, a hole. And the best thing is to remove the bad, boosh, and pop it in. So you're like, money is hard to make. I struggle making money. I kill myself working for it. I'm like, okay, well, let's do this. Psh, we'll cut that off. Here comes success, unstoppable power. You're an unstoppable human. I fill up the void. Now you run from that new belief. You run from that new belief. So when people watch our world, okay, when I say our world, it's this warrior world, right? The world that I live, okay? The world that my family lives within, okay? The world that my warrior circle, our members, live within, okay? When you look at this, it's not a fun thing, a cute thing. You see us doing all this. It's pulling out bad shit and popping it with power, filling the gap. Do you see how fast things can change at that time? I mean, because look, most of your beliefs are below, we call it the 13-year-old child, right? Most of these things you learned about work and money and beliefs, right? Shut the lights off. Do you think I own a money tree? Right? All of these things, you know, you're lazy and you're scared of this. And she's a little chicken. She's chicken. She's not brave. She's quiet. She's loud, right? All these things you're constantly, and the worst part is most of you that have children or in relationship, you're still programming a lot of those people. Because the minute they go, oh, I feel bad about this. Like, yeah, you should feel bad. Let me reinforce your bad belief for you, right? So the world's constantly doing this, reprogramming, reinforcing, expanding. Whatever you put focus on will grow and expand, good or bad. You should write that down right now. Whatever you put focus on will grow and expand, good or bad. It will happen, okay? Now, if it's a bad thing, you're going to reinforce it. Me and my wife were talking the other day, my beautiful wife, Jennifer. We were talking about these people with these black clouds. Well, they have reinforced nothing else but expand a huge cloud. The car breaks, the plumbing breaks, their tooth got chipped, the dog died, and they're like, I have such a black cloud. And then they tell everybody about it. Look at my black cloud, and that expands the black cloud, and the black cloud gets bigger because everything says, well, I guess she gets attention or he gets attention from this big, massive black cloud that's there, right? So what happens is, until someone comes in and goes, wait a minute, is this really serving you, this belief? This black cloud belief? Woe is me belief? This victimization belief? Is this serving you? No. Are you ready to remove the programming? And a lot of times you don't have a choice. You're being programmed, first off, a lot of it without you even knowing. The media is the number one very best thing. That's why a lot of the greats of the world, the greatest, smartest, most brilliant, most famous people in the world, just say, well, do you watch any TV shows? And they're like, no, I don't watch any TV shows. And I'm going to tell you why most of them don't watch it. And I don't watch a ton of TV, but when I watch it, I understand to protect myself. They don't watch it because they don't want to be manipulated, programmed. That's really good marketing, right? The TV's like, feel like this. Look at this. My wife sometimes watches that Desperate Housewife thing. I don't even understand it because when I feel it, I'm like, I would just like step in, choke her out, like probably punch him in the face, right? Not in that bad, negative way to hurt them, but they need an awakening. Now, they're making money in the show, and I don't know if they really live that way or not, but clearly that's creating a perspective for people to think this is normal. This is good behavior. I want to get there because I want to act like that. So you got to watch those things. Same thing happened with the presidency and all this stuff that's happening. Some cheering today, some burning torches today, right? But all of it is creating this belief system. Are you getting it? Tell me what you heard so far and something you already know that you're like, I got it. I think like this, can't happen no more. Because I think the part where people are not telling you or they're not doing a good job is they're telling you, okay, have mantras. Yes, 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 I am strong, right? So one person's telling you this. Someone else over here is like, change your mind, change your mind. Someone else over here is like, hey, I could just kind of have you twist it and shake it and change that. Well, what most of them aren't telling you is when I pull away, I got to put something in. For years, I only learned to change and pull away. I didn't know how to. Now let's pop that inside and let's get that to expand, right? Let's get it like that foam stuff. Did that damn foam stuff in my wall to seal a wall. I got the super expanding, which you should never put in a wall ever. I figured it ain't never going to push sheetrock out. None of you should do that because it exploded the whole wall. It was a crazy nightmare and it was a hell of an experience, right? But inside your body, inside your mind, we can plant the seed of that success and expand that. You can't start nowhere else. You really can't until you, because, and I always said health was the number one thing. I said it for years and years. Health is number one. Health's number one. It's not. Belief is number one. Belief. Because your beliefs are the things that are controlling your health today, that are controlling your outcomes today. Is this making sense? Cindy, are you still with us? Give me a note. What made sense from you and what did not make sense? Joe and Dario, if you're still on there, what makes sense and what did not make sense to you about this? Because this is so important because I got to tell you something. I'm not, I was going to say I'm not brilliant, but I am brilliant. when to understand that the core thing that you have to figure out is how you think and how you function, your hard drive. I'm such a believer in this, that this is the thing that changes every single thing. They run around saying the mindset, right? That's the foo-foo word, mindset. But no one's telling you really how to do it, how to change it, how to shift it. Now, there's some people in the world you can go pay, and I paid so much money to people, not only to help me understand it, I want to be fixed and I want to understand how I've been fixed so I can share it with you, okay? My quest has always been, my quest at first was to serve myself, change myself somehow. And then since I've been teaching martial arts for over 25 years, I've always brought those changes into the dojo and shared it with others. But now I'm on a quest to figure this out more than ever so I can impact more people like you that are willing to give an hour of your time to say, I will change this today. What is it? Let me pull this space out and let's just, boom, power it with something with fuel. That's why a lot of people say, love removes all things. I mean, if you give love enough to any bad thought in your mind, it will disintegrate and go away, the bad thought. It really will, because you can't live in a massive state of love, appreciation, gratitude in that moment and bad things exist. It's like the universe's or God or whatever you want to say, greatest gift to us is you can't live in massive gratitude and massive pain at the same moment in time. You can't live in any two things in the same place, moment, belief in time. What that tells you is you are either flipping back and forth. It's like the mystery of multitasking. It doesn't exist on the planet. You think you do it. It's multi-switching. Well, belief is belief multi-switching. I love, I hate. I love, I hate. I believe, I don't. I believe, I don't. I can, I can't. Right? It's this multi-switching of your belief systems. And the minute that you understand this, well, then I could go, I can't. I will. I can't. It's done. I can't, I've already did it. And you're like, oh, gone. Does that make sense? Gone. That's why there's been so many people in the world today that have cured everything. You hear it. You hear it. I just heard a study, I don't know, it was somebody 3-5 months ago, whenever, that went off all cancer things. They were struggling with cancer, their 4th stage, all this stuff. They decided, I'm done with it all, not done with existence. And the minute they got rid of everything and just started doing some healthy habits, the minute they made a conscious decision, that is not my outcome, boom, it's gone. How? Well, because your body is a self-generating machine. It's a warrior machine of power and strength and discipline and focus. You just get choices of if you'll live within that machine or not. I mean, it's one of the things I was taking, and why I took a blood test yesterday, which was the craziest experience of my life. I've had tons of blood tests, but yesterday I blacked out from it, and it was weird as hell. But why do I do it? Because I want to know the indicators, and if you do believe, which I started, if you're a self-managing system, well, why do I need all that vitamin and this and that and this? Maybe I don't need any of it. Right now I'm on nothing for 6 or 8 months. I was taking a little bit of calcium if I felt it. Otherwise I take protein and that's it. And my level of energy is through the roof with nothing. Now, I don't know, the test might come back and might say there's vitamin D deficiency, and I'll have to take that, which then I'll take it and I'll measure it and it'll expand again. It all goes back, number one core thing that every one of you need to know, need to think about. Your employees, you need to get better to deliver this to your employees. Sure. It's like the rewinding time, right? I do wish I could rewind time on some things. I would have shared different things, and I've always shared amazing things with my children, marketing, sales, I've always shared, my kids have always been in my company. I've always shared all kinds of things that I've done with them along their, 5 years old, 8 year, all the way up. But I would reconsider the questions I would have asked when they've done things. I wouldn't have judged the things they do. And all of this, everybody, I am so going to fix that next time. I will promise you that one. I would have asked better questions. So what makes you decide to do this? Well, this is why I do it. Can I give you something to consider? You don't even have to try it on. Would you maybe consider this, this, and this? No. Okay, perfect. And then I walk away, right? And then I walk away. Because, you know, these judgments become these beliefs. And you have to ask yourself, for your children, for your employees, how much are you serving them? Because, look, I learned, because I got some employees here, 7, 8 years. Horrible for 4 years. Can't figure it out. Okay? All of a sudden, facilitate a conversation, deliver a different type of lesson or something in a different type of way, and then all of a sudden, boom, that person starts great employee, producing revenue, serving customers highest level. Well, what happened? A shift in belief change. A shift in belief change. Okay, now, let's go to some last parts about this, okay? And I think for a lot of you on the belief side of things, okay, is about understanding what are the beliefs I have, write them down, what are the beliefs I want, and then find a way to remove one and empower the other. And that's a simple exercise all of you do. I mean, I do it all the time. What's up, Linda? Nice to see you. And Chris, what's happening? All the time, I'll just ask a guy a question. So what belief is keeping you stuck today? Guy says, well, I believe it's difficult to offer these to a customer. Okay. Well, if there was a way for you to reconsider a new belief, what belief, if I could give this to you, a new belief to believe, what belief would you want? Well, I would like to feel comfortable and at ease. Okay, awesome. Could we practice doing this today with comfort and ease versus struggle and frustration? See, a lot of times you have a problem here, a belief, you don't understand it, so you figure what you'll do is you'll force it out of the person you know and care about. If it's an employee or a child, you'll force it out. You're like, rid that person of that evil belief, right? But sometimes when you force it, that's what causes the expansion. So a bad child becomes worse, right? A bad behavior becomes even more because you expanded it by what you said. Now I know, look, I know that some of this is really confusing. I get it. And some of this is new for you to try on. And some of it resonating with you, and some of it you probably don't want to accept. But here's the only thing that you should consider accepting. What has got you to where you're at won't get you to where you want to go. Okay? And when I would say the way you do anything is the way you do everything, it's the way you do anything in your program is the way you do everything on the external. I don't want to get too technical and stuff, and I don't consider myself super technical, but you know, you have your mind on the front, your conscious mind. It made me plug in this thing. It's making me think how frustrated I am. That stupid thing popped up on there, and you know, that's my conscious mind is saying that was aggravating. This is good. This part I don't like. My conscious mind always also says, well, at the end of this, I'll write notes. What will I change? What would I improve? What will I do different? Right? That's my conscious mind. Then there's my subconscious mind. My subconscious mind, for most people, will tell them I would never do a video like this. I would feel weird. And what if I said something wrong? And what if I embarrassed myself? What if I forgot what to say? What if I wasn't clear? What if things pop up and I don't know how to handle that? So the subconscious mind says, no, embarrassment, fear, struggle. So it never allows the conscious mind to say, I will step up and I will do this today. It doesn't let you do that, okay? Versus my subconscious mind says, this is easy, I'll set up, I will get in front of this, I will serve you with the very best I can, with the very best ability that I have, in hopes that it changes just one person, if not all of you, just a little bit. And then my bigger hope is that you take this, you think about it more, you apply, you ask good questions of your own beliefs, so that you empower yourself to then go share this with somebody else and you ask them really good questions. Then it's the butterfly effect, right? Butterfly in the, there's my butterfly, right? You like that? There's my butterfly impression. It goes out in the ocean and it hits a little bit, and that little flicker in the water creates a tsunami. That's the butterfly effect. Well, it's the same thing for you inside your mind. When you go on a mission to collapse these things, to remove these things, and the missing piece, not only do I need to remove, I need to replace. And I'm going to tell you, that's something that's very profound to me when I figured it out, that you can't just remove it, leaves a gap. And maybe if you remove it, the gap, the crap that you had floats into the space. Now I just have this gushing sewer crap coming out that I'm trying to keep clearing and clearing, versus I clear and then I plug the hole with this empowerment, this massive machine of strength and power and discipline and focus and endurance, everything, success, and I plug that hole. Now, if I plug it big enough, if I plug that hole big enough, then what happens is, guess what? Bad things come in and they just get eaten up. It's like, no, I wouldn't even let that thought in there. That thought does not exist in this dojo, right? It's like the Cobra Kais, right? Wasn't it Cobra Kais from Karate Kid, right? Pain does not exist in this dojo, which is kind of great. I love those guys. Love the Karate Kid, love the bad guys too, right? So now I pop this with this powerful thing that's so strong, thinking, driving me, unstoppable for me. Okay, that's why I say you could take it on for yourself. You don't have to say warrior, unstoppable, warrior, strong, superhuman. You could say your own thing. You could say, I am strong. I am unstoppable. I am superhuman. You could just say that over and over and over again. When I say that, nothing could be in my way. There's not even a thought of I can't achieve, can't accomplish, can't do. The only thing is done, done, done. Greater, bigger, larger, done. Okay? That's what happens when you can get that system, fill that hole with something new, and let it self-run and self-generate and grow and expand. Does this make sense? Okay, we got 2 minutes left. So one, for some of you that are new into my world, go check out something that might be a good resource for you guys. It's a free chapter of The Secrets of Business Mastery. Go in there and you go to ceowarrior.com. Write it down, /SOBM free chapter. So ceowarrior.com. One of you maybe type it in there for everybody. I could do it on this side since I didn't see a lot of the stream, but I could do this. So ceowarrior.com /SOBM free chapter. Now, why do I give you a free chapter of this? Because I think the free chapter is really, really good, and you might choose to get the free chapter or send your employees there to read the chapter to give them new expansion and new education. Okay, so go on over there and get that free chapter. If you like it, you could get the book. If you're broke off your ass, send me a message. I'll send you a book. I send books out to people that are broke off their ass every day, so that they can change their lives. So if you're in a bad position, I don't want you to feel like you're stuck. I will definitely help you out with that. Along with this information, if you could do me the biggest favor that I could ask from you, if you got value from this today, if when I'm done, if you could just hit share it in one of your groups, share it on your public Facebook, share it in LinkedIn, share it Snapchat, wherever you physically could share it. If you could honor me and do that, it would be great. Only if you feel that one thing you heard could possibly be something that will change someone else's life. That would be awesome for me. And then I'll know that I'm living within my purpose of what I want to accomplish and what I want to get done in the world. So everybody, love you here today. I'm honored that you spent an hour. Please don't make it a wasted hour. Grab a book, grab an hour or half hour of free time, maybe over the weekend. Wish you an amazing weekend. Write down those beliefs you know are nasty, no good. Write down the things you would like to put them in place with. And if I could serve you and help you in any way, hook up with me, private message me on Facebook, or you know how to find me. Just locate me. All right, everybody. Boom. Have an amazing day.